Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test my anxious thoughts. See if there's anything offensive in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Psalm 139, verses 23 and 24. Welcome to the Word for Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. During the season of Lent, we're using a resource called Emotional Healthy Spirituality. This last Sunday, we talked about knowing ourselves in order to know God. In Psalm 139, the psalmist is asking God to look deep inside of him. But also, this is an opportunity for us to reflect on how we also can look deep inside of us to know and be more aware of who we are and what we do. Earlier in Psalm 139, it says this, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made." One of the great things about knowing ourselves is to recognize and understand that God has made each one of us special. That with all of our idiosyncrasies and differences and ways of looking at the world, God truly has made us wonderfully and beautifully. During this season of Lent, we are supposed to look deep inside to find out the ways that we are doing well and the things that are not doing so well. When I was in high school, I had an opportunity to participate in a program of my local high school called Pirate Peers. Pirates were our school mascot, and the Peers was an opportunity for students to become leaders within our school to help other students with trials, troubles, difficulties, and just helping to be good people and help those students who might be struggling. One exercise that we did in our training, our Pirate Peers, was an exercise called the mirror exercise. It was really, really simple, but very profound and something that has stuck with me in my entire life. The exercise simply was taking an opportunity to look for 1 minute in a mirror and then answer 3 questions. First of all, looking into a mirror for 1 minute is harder than you might think. Our teachers told each of us that we had to take that time and continually refocused us into looking into our eyes, our own eyes, and taking time to just look and stare and think and reflect. After 1 minute, our teachers asked us 3 consecutive questions, and we were asked to answer them in our own time. The first question was, "What do you see?" For most of us, this actually went beyond the physical appearance. After looking for 1 minute, you begin to not so much see your eye color and your hair and your nose and the pimples and even the surroundings that were also visible in the mirror. We begin to look deeper and begin to see things about our personalities and our past and the things we did. And so we were asked just to illustrate and talk about what we see. The second question was, ironically, a little more difficult. The second question was, what do you like about what you see? The reason this is difficult is because as human beings, we're conditioned to not look at the positives, especially in ourselves. We're taught that we should be self-critical and that we shouldn't be self-important and puffed up and proud. But our teachers wanted us to be specific that each of us had something that we could be positive about. And again, most of these things had nothing to do with physical appearance. It had to do with our kindness and the ways that we tried to interact with the world in positive ways. The last question was probably the most difficult to admit in front of all of our peers. The question was, what do you not like about what you see? And so, in that, we had an opportunity to reflect, to repent, and to talk about the mistakes, the failures, and the difficulties. Again, like Psalm 139, we were asked to search inside, to know our hearts, and to take stock of who we were. But then also to recognize and realize that we were fearfully and wonderfully made. That to ask God to see if there's any offense in us. Now, this was not a Christian school or a particularly Christian ideal, but it's always been an opportunity for me to think about who I am and what I might do in the world. So, my friends, during this season of Lent, I hope that you can reflect upon Psalm 139. I encourage you to go back this week and look at the entirety of this psalm. It's only 24 verses. I quoted for you 4 of them, 2 in the middle and 2 at the very end. And the last 2 verses are a prayer that we can pray to God. Ask him to search you, to see your anxious spirit, but also to lead you and teach you in the ways of righteousness. God bless you and have a great day.